Welcome everyone to our ITTF High Performance and Development and Member Relations video conference. I'm Dora Gellert, the Head of High Performance and Development Operations, and I'm joined today by Polona Chehovin, the High Performance and Development Director, Munir Besa, Member Relations Director, Jelena Drushkova, Head of Participation, Katarzyna Kubas, Head of Development, and Massimo Costantini, the High Performance Elite Coach.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to have you and be your co-host today. And what a year it has been. We hoped very much that after the unfortunate 2020, when the pandemic hit the world, we would meet in person, at least more frequently, but we couldn't. And once again, we are all here online. But nevertheless, hopes are flying high. We did resume with some of our on-site programs, but dedicated quite a lot of time and dedication and passion to our online tools. So allow me to start with an overview of the 2021 year. So first, a throwback Thursday after all, and what we were presenting last year. You may remember we were talking about the motivation for change and our ambitions in relation to the, of course, in connection with the ITTF strategic plan, but even more so in relation to our new ITTF development plan for the new quadrennial 21-24. And this is how it looked. We set up 4 ambitious programs, I would say, rounded up around the ITTF Academy, but unfortunately, things didn't really go as we hoped. However, we did start with the restructuring, the reorganization of our department. Here you can see the organizational chart and the different areas, the different units, as we like to call them, and the staff that you have mostly been meeting online, but also on site. And separately, also the organizational chart of our participation unit, which is working closely with member relations and Munir and his team, hence also the joint session video conference today. So that's how it all got very blurred at the very beginning of 21, and then it got worse. It got even black and white. Sorry, because it was about doing something in spite of all the restrictions and limitations, especially related to traveling, and of course, the availability of the resources, human, financial, and material. But we decided to soldier on, to embrace the new normal, try to do whatever we can, and what is unfortunately still not possible, to adjust to the new normal or to delay, but not to change or cancel anything. So when preparing for 21, the only thing that was very clear to us was that nothing is clear. And we had to review the whole concept of our new, even still unborn ITTF development plan. We understood that priorities matter more than ever, and the limited resources will dictate what will be possible to do. On the other hand, when we started preparing this, we also understood that there are some areas or some parts of our table tennis development world that we know very little about. Since we were disturbing you, if I may say so, with surveys, with questionnaires, because we really needed to understand what are the greatest needs around the world for the associations and the different stakeholders. So what was 21 about? It was about the participation program that is focused on member associations. We tried to prioritize continents as a platform where, at least on some of them, it was still possible to do something live, let's say, on site. And we also introduced a new, much more diverse menu of initiatives and projects. High performance really tried to keep the spirits alive, online and on site. And for the online, we didn't want to leave anyone behind. Therefore, we really tried to offer meaningful and relevant content for all the different portfolios present in our sport. In the meantime, many things changed in table tennis, and you have and you will be hearing more and more about the ITTF group, which is composed by the 3 entities. And we are very happy that for most, I can say, of our programs, we adopted a very holistic approach to, of course, the matters that are relevant and make sense depending on their nature. One of those is also the Master Continental Agreements, which for the first time, it's one agreement only that we sign with each of the continents as a group. But more about this, you will hear later on from Munir, of course. And here are some of the highlights. I really wouldn't want to steal the show to my colleagues who will present later. Yes, and thank you. You can see that there are also some polls popping up during our presentations. We would really appreciate if you provided your feedback, because once again, this will help us designing or refreshing or just continuing what we have been doing so that it fits and suits our members even better. So the highlights, participation, it was a long-awaited program, and finally we launched it, not exactly as we wished, but we still did it, and so far delivered more than 700 hours of online services that were attended by more than 1,300 participants worldwide, which is something we are very, very proud of. Continents. The new initiatives, which started, some of them at least, like the My Gender, My Strength, or the mentorship on global level, we adopted for the continents, and we were overwhelmed by the response. We received more than 100 applications just for the mentorship program alone, and we delivered or granted more than 70 youth scholarships, which together with the well-established With the Future in Mind, makes a list of 100 youth athletes and Olympians who are supported by ITTF. High performance. We are all familiar, I guess, with our HOPES program that moved to around the clock, literally, because our team was working worldwide and again, literally around the clock on all 6 continents. 80 associations signed in, which is very close to the numbers when normal times are there, so when we do on-site activities. And 253 players and 181 coaches were regularly meeting or dating, let's say, with Max and Dominic. We restarted also some of the on-site activities slowly but surely. So far, 7 concluded, and our flagship, the World Hopes Week, to be held in December in Jordan, is also approaching quickly. The before mentioned online activities and tools in cooperation with our partners, being Profi and Stupa, we offered a good, I would say, I hope, a good and useful platform for our member associations, players, coaches, and so on. And at the same time, we'd also continued with the other online interactions. So season 4 of the weekly training lessons is coming fresh from the bakery next week. And we have so far carried out 53 webinars that we will hear more about later on. So that's in brief, but I would like to introduce now Yelena, our head of participation, and then all the other colleagues to enlighten us with some more details of each of the programs. Thank you for now, and see you later again.
Thank you, Polona. Hello, everyone. I'm Yelena Drushkova, and ITTF Head of Participation. And I'm very happy to see our member associations who have joined today, and very glad to present our participation program, and would like to share some highlights and achievements we have this year. So the main objectives, the main aim of our participation program was to support our members and provide opportunities and development incentives to address the following areas. To support youth development by enhancing young players with competencies and skills. Also to empower our top national team players and coaches. To support the organization of national events. To promote and activate school programs locally. To provide educational tools and equipment support. For guiding principles, we have global reach. So we wanted to reach all our members, and this program, participation program, is available to all members of the ITTF. So we also thought of individual approach. So in the past, we had our menu, we delivered training camps, we had different coaching courses, but we also wanted to give the choice to the member associations and to think of some individual programs that meet their development needs and also of their interests and priorities. Customized support based on member associations' needs. So we have we can have different programs and so with the same name like training camps or women's projects or whatever, but they will be all different and customized because they will be organized locally. Benefits, of course, we have different benefits and we hope that our associations will see them and use these opportunities. So the first one is development planning. So the ITTF online services represent a precious added value to member associations. So they can use the services and different national projects as the pathway in their development. The next one is choice. So like I said, we give choice to member associations to select ITTF online services and also to choose national projects in accordance with their development needs. Diversity. ITTF HPD offers diversified programs to member associations to better serve their development needs. And one more, regional cooperation. So we provide the opportunities for national projects, but we are also happy if member associations will join their forces to maximize the benefits by organizing different events in their regions. So the program. So in these pandemic times, we thought of different programs, and then these challenging situations have changed our approach, and we have come up with the hybrid program model, which includes three main components. The first one, ITTF online services, the second, national activities, and the third, Stupa Analyze and Rise program. ITTF online services, like I said, we have the diversified content. We offer different programs to different target groups. Also, we are very flexible in delivering the services. Initially, we thought of the 3 batches and we continue with these 3 batches, but we also are very flexible, and those associations who haven't started their services and to consume their services in the first 2 batches, they're still very welcome, and we will try to accommodate you all. And speaking about the flexible hours, I would like to mention that our experts work days and nights because of different time zones. We have 10 experts in our HPD team, but they try to find the time for all the associations in different during the day and night also. Interactive sessions, our ITTF online services, educational programs, but they're not only theoretical, but also interactive. So we thought that it will be very good for our experts to communicate with our member associations directly, especially participation officers who work for different respective continents. And then we find this interaction with the associations very useful. Also, we received a lot of positive feedback about it. Again, choice. So we give the choice to member associations to select the services they find interesting for them. So then national activities. So again, we speak about variety of programs because we give different options to member associations. They can choose. Also needs-based approaches, like I said, so they can choose the program which is in accordance with their development needs at the moment. Financial support, initially we provided $1,600 for each association, but recently we also announced the top-up, and I can say that there was a good feedback from the member associations. They're happy to receive this top-up for implementing their projects locally. And again, regional cooperation, like I said, we call them national activities, but if the member associations would like to join their forces and to have some activities in their region, this is also possible. The third element of the program is Analyze and Rise program. This is artificial intelligence performance analysis, which is available to all associations, to all member associations, and the basic package is available to 50 players of each association. So players players and coaches can benefit from practice and match analysis using this Stupa Analyze and Rise program. ITTF online services. We started our services in June and we are still in the process of delivering. We do it in cooperation with our program partner PimProfi using their platform, and which I believe most of you are familiar with and registered already. I hope you find it friendly and user-friendly and interesting to work with. So ITTF online services, like I said, we have developed the content, and at the moment we have 8 main online services. And when preparing the content for these services, we also thought of some pathway and some development plan for the associations. As you can see here in this slide, we have some sort of pathway for the associations. So if the member associations would like to improve their structures, they can go for member association categorization, creating member association development plan services, and then they can also benefit from this remote TMA activity. If you are interested in practical services and would like to focus, so then you can have remote training camps or coach the coach sessions. For national teams, we have creating national team plans services. Plus, we have some other services, two more services for para table tennis. If association would like to know how to integrate para table tennis into their structure, they can talk to our expert and use this service to develop these Olympic solidarity programs. We know that many associations are interested in applying for Olympic solidarity funds, and during these services, we give the information about some new things of Olympic solidarity programs this year, but also we help the member associations to complete the successful applications. National projects, like I mentioned, we have a variety of options, and associations can choose whatever they find very useful and which meets their development needs. So we have national events, so it could be national championships, youth championships. They can also organize national training camps for different age categories. There could be a women's project, different schools programs, also equipment purchase, so they can purchase some equipment if they are really in need for this now. Staff salary is also an option. Then we have Stupa advanced package, Analyze and Rise. So this is the performance analysis, which is mainly for more advanced associations like level 1 and 2, and also PIM profile experts. You can find all this information in our HPD participation program page, or you can connect with our participation officers in your continents to get more information and details how to get how to use these opportunities and which programs are available. So here you can see some facts. Like I said, we started in June and we're still in the process of delivering the services. And so far we have 124 member associations on board. We are delivering 8 online services. And Polona already mentioned that we completed nearly 750 hours of the online ITTF online services. We have many hours scheduled, 223 hours. For the national project, so far we have done 16 national projects, and you can see that still many are planned. Around 1,400 participants attended our online services, which are delivered in 4 different languages: Arabic, English, French, and Spanish. And all the services are delivered by our HPD experts. So you can see that 10 ITTF experts are busy with delivering all these services. We received very positive feedback from our associations, as I already mentioned, and some associations find the services very interesting and they call them fantastic, and then they say that learned a lot. Some associations say that it is a very good opportunity to contact ITTF experts and managers directly. So it's good to be in contact and to build good relationships. And then they find it very supportive for the development of table tennis in their countries. They also speak about the legacy, that they received a lot of knowledge and they're ready to support and they're ready to grow the sport. And now it is for them to continue applying what they have learned and develop table tennis in the country. So this is briefly about the participation program. And like I said, you can connect with the continental participation officers to get more information. They will gladly help you through the process. And now let me share one video which will give more visuality, I would say, for you, and then you will understand better what we have been doing. what we have done so far. And like I said, we're still in the process of delivering the services. And I invite all the associations who haven't started, please consume the services and start national projects. And now I would like to pass over to Katarzyna Kubas, who will talk about the programs, continents, and quick pathways.
Thank you very much, Jelena. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all today's guests. My name is Katarzyna Kubas. I'm head of development, and it's my great pleasure to present you today the Continents and Quick Pathway program. So without further ado, I will move to the next. Just briefly about the content and what is included in my today's presentation. I will introduce you briefly the Continents program, which will include the global initiatives, continental development programs, initiatives overview, para-table tennis activities, then quick pathway program, ITTF equipment assistance program, and I will conclude with 2021 Women's Campaign, which was held earlier in a year. So everything what's gonna be in this presentation is actually visible, while there are so much significant items which are invisible, like great cooperation among the table tennis family, passion to our sport, etc. So just briefly about the Continents program. Through the Continents program, we aim to provide the resources, financial and human, and to create the opportunities mainly on regional continental level, but not limited to, that address specifically the needs of the continent, its member associations, and other stakeholders. And I have selected the four approaches we take towards the Continents program. So close cooperation with continental federations is just simply example when we have created the continents development programs. We have close collaboration when discussing about projects, programs within the continental development programs. We also took the holistic approach to take under consideration the whole picture, but same time tailored, because we would like to really target the specific needs. And Continents program highlights athletes and encourage the incentives, which I would just show you in my next slides. The first global initiative we would like to share with you is athlete scholarships under 15 and under 19. Here we target promising young athletes between 11 to 19 years old. The program has been implemented across 4 continents, and the scholarship has been granted to 76 athletes. The selection has been done by ITTF high performance team based on results, ranking, potential, feedbacks, etc. And the opportunities for the scholarship use was mainly targeting the WTT youth events series, ITTF high performance training camps. Also was an option about the training opportunities abroad. And we wanted in general for athletes to utilize the scholarship for the opportunities which are not part of their regular program. And happy to say that many actually of the scholarship holders took the opportunity to take part in the WTT Youth Series events, also in the high performance training camps, especially in Tunisia and Oman. The next global initiative, My Gender, My Strength program, the initiative has been launched in 2019 across 2 continents only, because it was a pilot project in Asia and that time Latin America. It's become a success. We received really good feedback, and we aim to not only improve a program, we also increased the support, but in this year also expanded to other continents. That's why the reach of these incentives has been implemented in Africa, Americas, Asia, and Oceania. The selection has been done through the online application process. We set the criteria for the project selection, and I'm really happy to say that member associations excelled and provided a really comprehensive, interesting national projects. And at the end, we have received 35 applications, and 19 applications has been selected. The next global initiative, ITTF Virtual Mentorship Program. Here, as Polona mentioned, we were overwhelmed with received applications. It was over 160. At the end, 44 has been selected, 44 mentees, and 22 mentors appointed. We target coaches, but also athletes in transition into coaching, also match officials. And the structure has been created to cover 4 months, actually a little bit less than 4 months, but includes 4 topics and 4 theoretical sessions, 4 monthly assignments, and 4 interactive sessions. Here is the little bit overview, what has been implemented, what's ongoing. Actually, many of the projects are ongoing across the whole continents. Besides the global initiatives, we can see, for instance, in Africa, successful high performance training camp before ITTF Africa championships in Cameroon. Also the same time before and during, we have a URC activity. In Americas, we just concluded with the Americas Hopes Weekend Challenge, where the winners has been qualified to World Hopes Weekend Challenge. Regional support has been provided to national teams who has been participated in the Panam Championships, under 15, under 19. So a lot of going on, and we're happy to see that everything is getting back to normal, maybe new normal. Para-table tennis activities are also going to be implemented, because it's not yet, but you can see that every continent has planned incentives, and we are really committed to continuously promote, encourage, and support the development of para-table tennis. And 2 main incentives has been highlighted. So para-table tennis classification seminar and para-table tennis training camps. Moving to the quick pathway, The quick pathway actually supports, give a comprehensive support to member associations. It is actually the pilot project. And this is the first year we have started with the first, we offered the first project to South Africa. We have called the project Road to Durban, since South Africa will be the host of 2023 World Table Tennis Championships. The project, it's a long-term table tennis commitment and targets specific needs of member associations. We can see main focus areas that we have selected: member association management and governance, athletes and entourage development, education, including the events related education, and events and marketing, so popularization of the sport. But again, it's very much depends on the needs of member associations. The next incentive, and it's actually incentives which meet the fundamental needs of our member associations, is the ITTF Equipment Assistance Program. And it was a challenging time, also because, mainly because the coronavirus pandemic, we have a couple of months of standstill, but happy to share that our new official partner for ITTF Equipment Assistance Program is TBAR, well-known worldwide brand. We can see two different packages that will be offered. First is the basic package, which target member associations with the greatest equipment needs, used more for a grassroots development, so local clubs, schools, and the community centers. And the second type is competition package. And the priority to receive this package will go to the host of regional, continental, international events, and used, as I just mentioned, on the events. We have also expanded the content of packages, so member association would be able to receive more, let's say, pieces of needed equipment. And our short-term goals for this incentive is to carry out all the pending deliveries of equipment still in this year, and plan and pursue the program's next allocations shortly. And I would like to conclude with the women's campaign, which has been had actually across 2 months, March and April, started early March and leading to the World Table Tennis Day, where the main motto was fempowerment. We actually joined forces with ITTF Foundation and got and organized a few events together. While on our side was 1 month Fem campaign, where we organized 4 different interviews with exceptional, outstanding women, role models, while, as we can also see here on the picture, the pinnacle of the whole campaign, Fempowerment Month, was conference on gender equality and fempowerment in table tennis, which has been organized together with ITTF Foundation. And we were honored to have outstanding guests during this conference. And we will, of course, not stop here. We are continuing. Our incentives are also targeted at the gender balance, and we hope also to have great projects towards the International Women's Day 2022. I would like to also share with you a short video. Thank you very much. And I would like to pass now to our high performance elite coach, Massimo Costantini.
Thank you very much, Kasia. Hi, everyone. Super happy today to be here with you for this video conference, and thanks for those who preceded me in this presentation. My name is Massimo Costantini, high performance elite coach. And today I'm going to talk about three topics, basically important for us, of course, for this unit: the high performance training camps, the talent identification, and with future in mind, the scholarship. So we will start immediately with the high performance training camp being held in the 2021. And well, actually, after 370 days, we were completely stopped from these major activities that we used to have in the pre-COVID time. And we started in March with this training camp in Qatar. It was a preparatory training camp for the World Single Qualification for the Tokyo 2020. It was a great training camp with a lot of players there, and with the great collaboration also with the Qatar Table Tennis Association. And we have had, of course, more senior players in that training camp that made the level extremely high, and it was really great to have all of them preparing major competition. So this is the list that we have done so far from Doha in Qatar, as I said, for senior, with different target players, and all connected, all linked with the events. This is very important because we want to see let's say the results, the immediate feedback from the players and the coaches, of course, participating in the training camp. And this is a very crucial point. When you do a preparation, you work with 2-3 sessions per day, and then you perform yourself and see what was the outcome and what was needed to adjust or change and improve. We had this training camp in Otočec in Slovenia, connected with the youth star contenders under 15, under 18. Then we had in Cameroon, Yaoundé, with Africa, connected with Africa Championships, Tunisia, Portugal, Oman, and Poland just ended a few days back. As usual, great cooperation with the players and coaches, perfect understanding, I would say, and also a very fine chemistry. As you can see, some numbers, we have involved 141 players with 45 coaches and 46 member associations involved in this, how many, training camps, 7 training camps. So moving forward, we had this new activity, let's say, due to the pandemic situation. We said how we can continue our action in the talent identification. So then we came up with this idea, why don't we try to go around the world and try to meet people online with what we have called hopes around the clock, because it was exactly hopes around the clock. Switching from one continent to another continent was unbelievable, exciting first of all, and extremely involving for all the participants. So for the first time, we have placed this hybrid system. We call hybrid system. I will tell you a little bit later what is this hybrid system, because it's important to see what's coming next. So the Hopes Around the Clock put together a lot of players under 12 years old, coaches, of course, in different ways, from home, from the garage, from the basement, from the venue, from a beautiful venue. It was a big, interesting picture to see how this multitude of players and coaches working actually every day. It was really incredible. We have done so far actually 8 online training sessions. The last one will be just this morning, this Monday and Tuesday, and we will conclude this unbelievable journey with selecting actually players for the next activity. Some numbers regarding the Hopes Around the Clock. You can see, actually, Polona already said before in her introductions, 253 players, 181 coaches, and 80 member association. For us was a very important activity. And we didn't forget 2 important things. One is how to create the proper idol for the players. So again, on rotational basis, we have invited some champions, Hugo Calderano for Americas, Aruna Quadri for Africa, and Werner Schlager also was so kind to spare sometimes with our kids for Europe. It was an amazing interaction, was a surprise for them. And we have to say that those who participated in this surprise, really, they are a great champion. We're still thanking them. But then it's not over, because we didn't forget the role of I would say, the educational session. Yes, of course, it's not only table tennis, play table tennis, doing drills and so on, but also to educate them to a proper knowledge. So we have invited for some lectures some experts from other fields in sport psychology, nutritional aspects, strength and conditioning, and so on. So it was really a 360 experience that we have enjoyed a lot, and the players also enjoyed a lot. Hybrid system, I said before. Why I said hybrid system? Because this kind of activity is leading to what already Cassia mentioned before, is actually to qualify players for one of our major activity, which is the World Hopes Weekend Challenge, which will be held in December 8-14 in Amman, Jordan. And already we have done likely, and really I thank those continents to have put in place on-site activity. One was the Europe Hopes selection in Avizhov in Czech in September, and just a few days back, America Hopes selection in Cuenca, Ecuador. Again, great feedback from all the players and coaches. Of course, only few got qualified, but all the other had such a great experience and learning experience. So receiving the feedback from players and coaches was really great. So we are going to Amman, Jordan in this December, and we have actually thought how we can try to involve more the players. Yes, we can have a huge competition, but we don't have to forget that in Oman 2019, we had 16 boys under 12 and 16 girls under 12. So we wanted to expand this number, and that's why we have extended this number in 20 plus 20. So in less than 2 months, we will all meet there with the great panel of coaches. And we will have this activity, which actually is the first stop of an amazing journey that our future champion can do. Next stop will be to be a part of Hope's Squad. Hope's Squad is a selection out of these 20 of 10 plus 10 boys and 10 girls. But it's not over there. After a couple of follow-up activity, we will have also the Hope's team, another selection. So following the pyramidal way, you know, to excel, to see who really can get there, we will have this Hope's team consists in 4 plus 4. And this 4 plus 4 will have another incredible journey through the higher level training camps, scholarship, opportunity to play the WTT youth series and so on. So really stay tuned, because a lot of things will happen soon. Let's go ahead, and we have the third topic. The third topic is with the Future in Mind Scholarship 2021. So when we have started to identify the players for this another important program for us, which is in close collaboration with the Olympic Solidarity, in identifying those players that really they want to pursue the Olympic dreams. Well, actually every player wants to pursue the Olympic dream, but at the end we had to make a selection, and we have actually selected 30 players in 2019. Then due to the COVID, of course, everything got suspended, and we wanted to give them a second chance by confirming again this group of 30 players going from the Olympic Solidarity program, and merging also with the ITTF program. So out of 30 players, 17 made the Olympic Games. So it was a great support from ITTF and the Olympic Solidarity, because we have given the opportunity for them to add training camps, to participate in additional competition, to provide them some additional tools, because we wanted them to perform well. So and then 17 they did. The other players are young, but we are seeing them performing amazingly well in the WTT youth contenders and youth star contenders. So actually we still have some other stuff, but okay, for now I will of course thank you very much to all of you, but it's not over. Stay there, because I still have one more thing, is a video collage, and I want to share with you this video collage. I hope you like it, and after finishing I will give the floor to Dora for continuing our presentation.
To enjoy playing table tennis. That's why I continued to play. So I just liked playing, and of course I had big dreams to become a good player.
You can see now the number 2 in red. In red, we have again 50 plus 50, so means forehand push, backhand tops.
When I won the match point, this was amazing because it was so overwhelming that I lost control. So I don't remember for a couple of seconds.
Yes, thank you so much, Coach. It looks really similar. I started when I was 7 years old. It was on the streets.
Right.
I did not have the opportunity to start inside the hall.
Michael Phelps is the perfect role model when it comes to how to use sports psychology in your sport.
So if you want to stay strong and in good health, adequate nutrition is very important. It's essential, especially in high-level sports and also, of course, in general life.
Thank you, Max. Yes, so I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about our online projects and the ways that we communicate with you. My colleagues have talked about it as well. I just want to recall it again so that everyone is very clear on it. Where can you connect with us? As Jelena mentioned, at ITTF Online on Ping Profile, on our social channels, and there should be a poll coming up very soon where we will ask you which ones you actually use the most. It's very important to us to know this. During our webinars, the Table Tennis at Your Fingertips webinars, and on our websites, ittf.com/hpd and ittfeducation.com. On ITTF Online on Ping Profile, you can connect live with our ITTF staff and experts. You can access our participation program services. And also, as Max mentioned, Hopes Around the Clock, that project was also on Ping Profile, both the training sessions and the educational sessions, both of which you could see a little bit of an insight of during the video Max showed. So you see our participation program officers within a very tiny screen. This is still a tiny screen, but it's a little bit of a different angle. So I just wanted to give you a quick look behind the scenes. These are Luisana Perez and Mohamed Atum, 2 of our participation officers, and they're both conducting a remote training camp.
Ok, presta atención. El primer ejercicio, partiendo de la posición básica, ok, recuerda bien flexionado, el agarre es importante, ok, entonces aquí en el centro vamos a hacer skipping, ok, siempre la mirada al frente, ok, cuando tú des la orden de palmada, van a hacer desplazamiento a la derecha y desplazamiento hacia el revés, ok, 20 segundos de trabajo.
خليها تروح للداخل بس ما تضرب بسرعة، احنا بدنا تستمر الكرة على الطاولة للداخل للداخل كويس منيحة منيحة بتصير كويس البنت هاي برافو بس خليها تروح للداخل ها كويس
Besides our online services, where you have a very direct interaction with our staff and our experts, we also have the weekly training lessons. We've so far had 4 quite successful seasons, I'd say. They sort of developed out of a lockdown idea where at the beginning, when we were all stuck at home, we wanted to help our athletes with ideas on how to train from home, what you could do to keep your everything up, your training regime up, even though you couldn't go to the hall. But now they've become what I call a little bit of a signature product. Since Polona mentioned it's Throwback Thursday, so season 3 this year, we had our swap. It was focused on strategic ways to play and tactics, and season 4, our Titans part 1. And next week, we will launch season 5, Titans part 2. And I'd just like to share a very quick teaser with you. Then we also have our high performance and development webinars, Table Tennis at Your Fingertips. So far, we've had 53, and we managed to get a very special guest on board for our 50th edition, Jan-Ove Waldner. He shared a lot of his experience with us just before the Olympic Games, which was very timely. And then after the Olympics and the Paralympics, we spoke to Paralympic medalists and 2 of our Olympians. Who were able to give us a little bit of insight how these very special Olympics and Paralympics went down. So if you haven't seen any of those, go to YouTube and check them out. We do cover quite varied topics. Athlete experience were the most recent ones, but also training methods, nutrition, sports and exercise science, mental preparation, and we would quite like to know what you would like to learn about. So you've just completed a poll, thank you very much. We also send you feedback forms. Once, if you attend a webinar, you get a feedback form, and please do fill this out. Let us know. You can also contact us if you have a specific topic in mind that you'd like to hear about, and we'll do our best. Keep connected. Of course, through the ITTF Online for the Participation Program, at ITTF World for Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, ittf.com/HPD and ittfeducation.com for regular updates and also more details on all our programs. You can see on ittf.com in the high performance and development sections, there's a specific section for the programs. Check them out. If you still have questions, of course, reach out. We are here for that. And in the new year, we have some new projects coming up. So keep checking back with us. Thank you. That's it from me for now. And then from high performance and development over to member relations. And Munir Besa, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dora, for the excellent presentation from the team from HPD. My name is Munir Besa. I am the Member Relation Director. Of course, I'm happy today to introduce for the first time the Member Relation Department and to attend also the video conferences today. I will of course try to explain what we are doing on the field. And 1 second, I just launched my presentation. Member Relation Department, what is our role? I ask this question because I'm receiving many questions from our different member association and on our exact role, because they are saying me, I mean, attending different meetings with the WTT, with the competition department, continental meeting, and of course with different working group. That's why our role in FINE is really simple, is to coordinate our global activities of ITTF group, to be closer to our member association, and of course to assist and support our member association. We have a full staff at the moment, not a full staff, but we are trying to start to implement and to grow within the group. We have, I have the pleasure to present you today some of the staff working with us. We have Olalekan Okusa. He's the Member Relation Media Officer. He's helping us not to make the media as normal, but he's helping us to work with the member association and assist them to develop their social media, to develop their communication with the different communication, is not working like to manage the event or the competition, but is more role to see also and to put the highlight on the different member associations that are doing something different. We are not talking about result, but there are some achievement. This is very important to put some highlight on our different member association, and I can tell you that they are doing a great job. Even it was like the pandemic, but they are doing a great job. We have also with us Jorge Herrera, experienced person working within the Americas. He is working there and close to the member association in Americas. We have newly joined Mr. Adam Ashur, also working with us, and he will be in charge with the member relation in Africa. And Heba Hamid working as an administration within the member relations. Of course, we have this specificities also that the participation officers working within HPD, and they are also sharing with us some tasks. I would say Mohammed Atoum in Asia, KK, Michael Kuria, and Paul in Africa, and we have Luisana Perez and Carolina in Americas. Of course, you will notice that in Oceania we don't have at the moment because due to the pandemic, it was not possible to implement this, but for sure in 2022, things will change. For Europe also, it's different. The objective of the department, of course, is try to improve the communication between the different composition of the ITTF, like ITTF Group, the Continental Federation, and our member association, to try to implement and push to implement the strategic plan, of course, with the follow-up action, having also a strategic leadership, including focus on preparation and management of all continental and regional agreements. We will see later about the Master Continental Agreement. We are working closely every day with the member association, Continental Federation, and of course, our regional bodies. We are trying to provide accessible tools and resources to various initiatives and programs from the different departments of ITTF. Our department, of course, we are, let's say, in the crossroads or in the middle or the different department. We are working closely with our Secretary General, Mr. Raul Kalin, in order to improve our directory and, of course, the relation with the member association. Our main objective now is to have one member relation officer for each continent to be our to rely on him in the continent. We are working closely, as you see, we are presenting today with the High Performance Development Department, everything because we are working together, and High Performance Development is really working directly with the member association. Then we have exactly the same objective, and we are trying to work together to implement these strategic objectives. On the other side, also, we are working closely with the competition department and also with World Table Tennis to ensure a compelling event structure, and also connecting all the states, because from the regional, the continental to the intercontinental. And we're also working to try to implement this WTT everywhere in the different continent with the help of our colleague from WTT. Of course, when we started to work on this department, we had a lot of motivating for change, because we would like to change and put something new within ITTF. Of course, when we push for some changes, and as you know, when we are talking about change, we receive many criticism about changes. It could be in a good way, on a bad way, but we stick to our change because we believe on what we do, and we believe it is the success is after this door. I mean, if you believe in what you want to implement, you will succeed. That's why our main motivation for change, I can summarize to a development of a new concept of cooperation and relation to be closer to the member association. We are trying to implement and instilling good governance principle. As you know, it's one of the important part that we are working with Raul through the ASOIF and trying to implement good governance principles. We want to have a unified approach with the different continents. Not, of course, each continent, they have their specificities, but we would like to have a unified approach. We want to have a strong continent all over the world. And also we would like to rely more on professional human resources. Of course, on this point, we received some criticism because we are saying that the professional human resources are taking over the elected person. But I can assure you that, for example, within ITTF, we are working in 100% collaboratively way with our elected persons, and the EC are supporting us in all our action, and we are the professional staff to do the job on a daily basis. And of course, we are here to collaborate with any elected person in the continent or in the member association. We would like also to have a greater collaboration between member association within the region, because we believe that the region now is a key for the development in the continent. And we did some experience, I can say, in Africa, for example, it went very well, and we will try to implement this concept all over the continent. I will talk about the main task that we had. We started in 2020, and it's the Master Continental Agreement. We, as per the previous slide about the change that we wanted to implement, and thanks to ITTF, and of course after some negotiation with the EC, with our CEO, with the finance department, we have over 3.5 million USD per year planned investment, and this on a different level. Just to explain also that our Master Continental Agreement is here to secure, first of all, the governance objective as the first one, and then we have also the development of objectives through HPD, social objective, as we are including also the ITTF Foundation. We have the events objective, of course, thanks to WTT working with us to secure, at least for all the state, for all the continent and all member associations, some revenue at the end. Of course, it will not come in 1 year, but this is our aim, is to secure, and at the end of this quadriennial is to have and to secure some revenue for our Continental Federation and our member association. That's why I think the Master Continental Agreement is a clear example of the implementation of ITTF group, because we are all, our department are with us. If you compare with the previous one, where only almost the development HPD was inside. 2020, 2021 highlights. Of course, we had different activities. And I will say I put COVID-19 as a highlight because the COVID-19 was the #1 star in our life. And we were dealing with this COVID-19 in different way. Every time we are changing our plan, preparing a scenario, then we change again the scenario. But despite this COVID-19, we succeed to organize some interesting things. I can, for example, during 2020, in 2020, we organized the ITTF for All for Life Forum World in Asia in Doha 2020. It was just at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was a successful forum. Also, we succeed in to organize with Raoul and our team the AGM in Doha. It was the first AGM online, and I do believe it was a success. Of course, we organized also and we worked different meetings with our different leaders of the continent to try to prepare the Master Continental Agreement. We worked to have. It was difficult, but I'm pushing to have more staff to work with us and to work closely with our member association. I hope in 2022 we will have this goal achieved. And of course, in 2021 we organized the first good governance workshop. It was in Cameroon during the African Championships, and the goal is to organize a good governance workshop in each continent. Hopefully in 2022 we will do for the rest of the continent. We are also working on developing the website to put a modern website. The first experimentation that we had is with Africa, and we have the pleasure to launch this website. It was the 1st of September during the African Championships in Cameroon. This is the website that we launched and now is working, and we have a different meeting with the Continental Federation to try to implement this kind of website for our continent. Of course, the governance workshop that I talked about, it was in Cameroon, and it was a successful workshop because we had the attendance physically of 29 presidents in Africa. And I can tell you, in the middle of a pandemic, it was a big success. Also, we had the participation of other member associations remotely, where we shared a bit the information with our member, what we are doing in terms of governance and what we want to implement, of course. Thank you very much for this, and hopefully I will pass now to Polona for next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Munir, and everyone. I hope you can hear me and see the slides. So this is what we prepared in terms of what has been happening in mostly 21, but let's have a look at our future plans as well. So we will definitely continue building around the guiding principles that I hope you could catch were instilled in all our programs and projects so far. So innovation, creativity, customization, flexibility, and of the later two, we are especially very happy that we are now able, also thanks to the team that is there in place, to listen better and more, hopefully live soon as well, what are the needs and what we could or should provide to our member associations. Of course, keeping the athletes, our players, at the center of HPD, basically of everything we do. The idea is to have a player-centered model in which, if you can imagine, on the top row, you can see the different ages of the players, of course, focusing on youth, but not only. And then in the different rows beneath, you can see all the different incentives, opportunities, programs, support, assistance that is available there for the different groups of stakeholders, initially member associations, regions, continents, and of course also the different profiles. On the bottom half, you can also see the connection, and it has been mentioned several times today, the holistic approach across the ITTF group, especially, of course, with the foundation in the area of social responsibility. Like a very good example was the FEM campaign that Kasia spoke about, and we also received a very nice feedback on the My Gender, My Strength. Thank you for that. We are glad that you appreciate. So, and of course, with WTT, when it comes to events, as you know, the plans were slightly different in the past, but also the rollout of the event will hopefully soon resume as it was originally planned. The U series went quite strong, we can say, this year, and most of our high performance activities especially were directly connected to the WTT U series. In the future, there will be the feeder tour, but you will hear much more about this next week. So just from the HPD perspective. So mentioning again the group approach and how we are actually dealing with these matters. Once again, I would like to emphasize that for us, the guiding document is the ITTF strategic plan, which incorporates very well, I believe, the 55 strategic objectives within our HPD area. And of course, the 21-24 development plan that we now gradually slowly but surely started rolling out and implementing. In the future, we would like to further enrich the support and also further diversify the participation program portfolio. Also, the feedback that you provided through the polls is very precious to us, and please also do fill in the feedback forms after concluding with the participation program, because this will help us in designing and defining which services, or better said, which areas and topics you would also like to learn about. We will roll out the New Hopes program. 21 is actually a traditional, a transitional year. It's a traditional, yes, but also a transitional year because we expanded the group from 16 plus 16 to 20, and Max already mentioned the squad and then the team. so the new talent identification pathway. Continents, a lot of new stuff has been going on there with the scholarships, with the mentorships, hopefully also something more related to match officials, because we not only want as a group more events, we want more better organized and events, so it's a must. In next year, we are also planning to start with the pilot projects of continental development training centers. And we are very pleased that without a special announcement, actually several training centers from all over the world have already reached out, which confirms that direction is the right one, and also that there is obviously a tangible need for that. We will continue embracing new technologies and provide tools and solutions. One of the poll questions was also about it, and actually 66% of the responses confirmed that even when on-site activities will resume fully, our participants would appreciate if we could combine and offer hybrid solutions. So that's definitely something we will listen and try to implement. Member relations, there's no development without relations. And I guess when Munir and his team reach out, one of the first topics they discuss is development, which is quite natural. So we will keep nourishing the relations with member relations, let's say, and of course, across our membership. Education is one area that we sincerely hope the circumstances and especially the resources will allow us, because we feel in great depth with you and with the entire community. It's one area that is heavy in all possible ways, I have to say, especially funding wise. And because of that, we had to postpone it and delay it the most, but do not worry, it's there. And as you can see in our plans. When it comes to the foundation, we will definitely continue with the fempowerment, sport for all, which is very closely connected to our school and promotion and table tennis popularization ideas. There was recently a self-crafted table scores held, so we would like to further enrich also the equipment packages. From 1, we went to 2, the basic and competition. Kasia touched this as well. And in the future, we would like to offer also the opportunity for the community to learn how to produce tables at home locally. Ping pong diplomacy, a lot of was said on Monday. It's the 50th anniversary. So definitely something the whole group will be involved. With WTT, clearly it's about events, it's about the training camps connected to the events. It's the best possible platform for players' education, development, growth, and of course also their monitoring and our base from where we take the nominations and different selections, like for the scholarships, for instance. Probably it's also very much in place to mention the special projects, like the one of the Women's International Koala team, as we lovingly called it, that took part in the Chinese Super League following the restart in Macau last year. It belongs to the previous calendar year, but we really appreciated the support of the Chinese Table Tennis Association, and we hope that the best, the very best, and the most promising players from all the corners around the world will be provided such and similar opportunities in the future too, with CTTA and their partners. So this is bringing us to an end. So allow me just to thank you all, dear member association representatives, delegates, friends, on behalf of the entire HPD team. I would also sincerely like to thank our leadership, the executive committee, and especially the executive vice presidents, Mr. Bruce Burton, Mr. Mayahara-san, and Shiji Hao, for their support and for advocating and pushing through HPD matters within the EC. Of course, all the colleagues from across the group, our partners and supporters. As you can see, the ribbon at the bottom is expanding. We'll soon have to make them smaller. Butterfly, T-Bar, Olympic Solidarity, and the two partners that made all the online tool possible, Pink Profi and Stupa. And finally, to the, as I lovingly like to refer, our HPD Dream Team and all the experts who are, of course, also members of our team. That was it. And with this glimpse of the future, we are passing on to the question and answer. So it's your time. Please feel free to ask, to raise your hand. I have seen one before already. We are here for you. We have a couple of minutes more. I hope you don't mind if we extend for 5 more, if there will be more questions. But that would be it from my end. Thank you again. And over to Dora.
Thank you. Yes, so we're going over directly to our question and answer session, and we have a written question from Mr. Levitin, but Mr. Levitin, I would like to invite you to ask your question live. So let me just quickly promote you. One moment. Mr. Khaled El Saleh also has a question. You are welcome to ask it live if you would like. Please, welcome to unmute yourself.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, thank you for such organization. I'm so happy to be with you today. And I would like just to check, we have the master continent. And as we all know, we have some still pending activities due to the pandemic COVID-19. It's possible that we could make like some sort of transfer for the next year, 2022, or not possible?
Please, I think that is a question for Polona and Kesha, both of you. Munir?
Yes, thank you
Yes,
for.
I'm here. Yes, Polona.
Please, Munir, go ahead.
No, please. No, I want just to say, because it was another was talking at the same time. That's why I didn't hear the question very well.
Okay. The question is about the possible carryover of the unspent funding from 21 to 22, correct?
Yes.
Khaled? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for the question. It's a very a good one, and actually one that unfortunately we still don't have an answer, but we are discussing it internally. We are calculating. Hopefully all goes well until the end of the year, obviously with the World Championships and with the rest of the events. So we hope that we'll be able to provide a positive answer to that, at least to a certain percentage, but definitely something that we are working on, and trust if anyone is eager to carry over funding, because this would allow us to do more in the future, it's member relations and HPD. So as soon as the picture will be clearer, we will inform all the continental federations about it without any delay. I'm sorry, it's not a very detailed answer, but at least a little bit about the timelines and where we are right now.
But we will count for that.
You will count? Okay, HPD will count. We will plan as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. And I believe Mr. Levitin is...
Я хотел бы сказать, что требует пересмотра система бюджета на развитие.
I would like to stress that we need to reconsider the system of providing the budget for development.
В чем она заключается?
And what is the problem?
Мы выделили бюджет на 22 год.
We provided the budget for 2022.
Но мы не знаем, сколько вы нам компенсируете.
But we do not know exactly how much money will go into compensate for our development activities.
А мы не можем ждать, пока вы примете решение.
But we cannot wait until you take the final decision.
Потому что мы с января должны начинать программу.
Because starting from the January 2022, we need to start our development program.
Ваша система сегодняшняя, она не позволяет планировать развитие.
Your current system is not, due to your current system, is not able to plan our future activities.
Поэтому было бы хорошо, если бы вы ориентировали континентальные федерации, на какой бюджет нам рассчитывать.
It would be great if you could draft our budget for next year, the money we can consider in next 2022 development activities.
Вот просьба посмотреть на этот вопрос.
May I ask you to pay attention on this question, please?
Thank you very much for your question. And I would like to pass this on again to Munir and Polona.
Thank you, Mr. Levitin. And of course, we discussed already about this point, and I agree with you that we need to have the at least the information about the possible budget that you will be able to have and to start to work in 2022. But as already discussed, we are working on it to send you at least a final information about it as soon as possible, because as you know, we are working on the overall budget also of 2022 for ITTF group, and this for sure we will share with you soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Levitin. Thank you very much, Munir. We have Ms. Faiza Tabrizi from Iran, who also has a question about coaching courses. So I would like to invite Faiza. Please feel free to ask your question.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm Huri. I have come as Iran high performance member. I would like to know more about the coaching course that it was before. I know that the system was going to be changed and didn't mention anything about that. Would you please explain more about this?
Sure, and I believe, Polona, you have an answer for that.
And greetings to Iran, one of the most active member associations when it comes to coach education, for sure. So I did touch subtly, let's say, education in the future plans, and mentioned that this is one of the areas we are very much aware is very much delayed, and we feel very much in debt when it comes to education, and it's coach education, empires education, or let's say match officials and some other that we planned and also started reviewing. So let's say the part that is somehow in the hands of the internal team started, but then it was put on standby, on hold because of the pandemic mostly. I mean, to develop a comprehensive, up-to-date, interactive, supported with modern technologies, curriculum, syllabus, and especially then the final product, because we were planning to, as we announced in the past, to have the first levels across all the profiles, mostly online, and then as hybrid system requires, I would say, quite a lot of funding, and it's an expensive program. We were unable, unfortunately, to continue developing, but we will as soon as the funds and the budget will allow us to. So please bear with us. And in the meantime, we will continue using the existing material, of course, until the new one comes out. But at the same time, we will also launch the recognition of prior learning, so no one will be left behind, and everyone who did anything in terms of ITTF coaching or match officials education will, of course, be able to transit very, very seamlessly into the new system. Thank you.
Thank you, Polona.
You're welcome.
If we have any further questions, please do raise your hand so we can ask you to speak.
Thank you, Dora. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for the great presentation. The developments, of course, are very good. And it is really very commendable in this pandemic time. Thank you so much. I just want to ask again, I think maybe for the second year in a row, what is the plan for TTX development calendar? It's not coming up anywhere. Is it off the books? Is it off the shelves? What is the current ITTF direction for this TTX? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Correct, we did not mention this year TTX, but if you recall one of my slides, it was about priorities. It sounds maybe a little bit lame and boring by now because we have mentioned it so many times, but when you are working with very restricted resources, financial and human, actually, mostly finances, because this defines also all the other resources, we had to make choices, some unpopular choices, most of them very difficult. And when comparing what is more important and what we are able to do in these difficult times, and I don't mean for ITTF or the ITTF group, but for the world and all the member associations, we actually had to push down TTX development on the priority list. It is on the shelves, it's just on a couple of shelves lower, but otherwise within our 21-24 development plan, we did foresee at that time, in the pre-pandemic times, to put it, or let's say to bring it on board and to start developing a similar structure as we have for the conventional development program. In the second phase, to add the para, which now, as you can see, it's still more about initiatives and incentives, while actually we feel we are one family, so we should put more weight, heavier weights also on para table tennis, and then in the third phase also TTX. These were the original plans, but again, it was very much about priorities, and we felt that we cannot miss or forget about something that has been there for 95 years and running, and that it would be unfair to dedicate whatever was available for something that it is just being born, which doesn't mean it's not important. It's just not that important right now. I hope this answers the question.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Polona. And I do not think we have any further questions. So I think we can probably conclude this session. We've run quite a long time. So thank you very much to all our attendees, and thank you also to everyone on the team and in Munir's team. We are all really one team, but thank you very much. Please, guys, we can all say goodbye together. It would be great. So you can all see us together for one time at least. Thank you very much again to everyone involved, and thank you very much to all the attendees. Don't forget, there is more coming, more video conferences going on. The next one will be on the 26th of October. It will be the World Table Tennis Video Conference, same time, same place. Please do tune in. As you can see, we have many more coming up. This was only the second one of 9. So please come back, please check in, and please keep in touch. That's it from us. Thank you again, and see you again either next year or somewhere on the ground around the world, hopefully. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.